We're going to do something a little bit different.
Caffeine.
I'm going to lead a reading series. There's been a coup. Will is on house arrest. He is allowed to walk around the grounds of his palace, but he cannot leave. He's an enemy of the people.
I'm in a gilded cage.
Yeah. It's not that bad.
It's okay. Marty's with me.
Will's actually holed up in the Upper West Side Episcopal Church, and we're blaring 6ix9ine at him to get him to come out.
Our president now isn't really much of a reader. He's more of a poster, and he watches TV. But there is one publication that Donald Trump absolutely loves, and that is the New York Post. The New York headless body found in topless bar Post. One of the great headlines of all time. And I love the Post. It's an amalgamation of horrifying, racist, antisocial, anti-worker, just machinery. And it's a really good thing to read sometimes to get like a handle on a certain type of New York Republican, like Donald Trump. So I was really tickled when a friend sent me a Post article, and I would like to read it. Okay. Convicted killer gets paid $40 per hour to get coffee. He's a killer coffee boy.
Sweet gig.
Convicted murderer Eric Smokes is one of the pricey union workers that the Hudson Yards developers say was tricked into paying $40 an hour just to deliver coffee and snacks. And according to lawsuits and an internal report from Manhattan Mega Project, Smokes, 50, makes $43.98 an hour, about $350 a day, as local 22 concrete workers at 30 Hudson Yards. But he only works as a coffee boy, payroll data, and the internal report prepared by a private investigator show. 3 decades before he started serving up food and drinks from a shopping cart at the West Side development, the then 20-year-old Smokes was convicted in the fatal beating of a French tourist in Midtown on New Year's Eve 1986.
Sacre bleu.
Smokes served more than 20 years in jail, but is now appealing his conviction. Boondoggle baristas are part of a widespread scheme of misconduct and thuggish tactics of yesteryear, allegedly carried out by a union group at the project, according to a pair of lawsuits recently filed by a subsidiary of Hudson Yards Construction.
I'm interested also in that he's making $350 a day just getting coffee and treats.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Right.
could afford that, right, guys?
Okay,
I mean,
so it goes on for a while, and you get the idea. It's like, oh, those dirty, rotten unions are hiring criminals. And it's like, first of all, I think we can all agree that, like, one coffee boy is worth at least 20 New York Post reporters. Like,
Yeah.
if there was a trolley problem, there would have to be so many New York Post reporters on the other line, like, for me to even be ethically, like, tempted.
Michael Goodwin and his entire family are on one track, and then the other is just like a guy who runs a news kiosk.
They're a legacy publication, and it is an interesting legacy.
Yeah.
Founded by Alexander Hamilton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were once a venerable paper. Now they're something else.
Now they're a venereal paper.
And secondly, like, criminality is not a justification to attack union wages, obviously. And that's a completely inconsistent thing. Think about, like, I don't think, Daddy Kushner is doing poorly after his stint in the pokey.
He's still in a halfway house.
Yeah.
Charles
yeah,
Kushner.
yeah. Poor guy.
Charles Kushner posted a status. Damn, on my grind, gonna prove everyone wrong.
And then I think we can all agree that the murder of a French tourist should be like a misdemeanor at most. Like,
Oh my God!
like maybe just a finable offense. Felix, do you remember when we lived in the apartment on Green and you would see like French tourists walking by, like taking pictures of like garbage, being like, "I love the notorious B.I.G." Like, I don't care that much.
I honestly,
that they get killed.
I don't want this to sound hateful, but I can't stand hearing their awful language in my city.
It's very bad.
Look,
It's the only one not allowed.
there are, be careful what you wish for type thing. To get rid of the invasive species in Greenpoint, the rockabillys, In the past year, they've imported English and French transplants. Holy shit!
Oh, no. No.
Yeah.
So but the context for this is very important because there's this big grassroots trades workers movement called Count Me In. This is all kind of surrounding. It started in October. It's very small, like a few rank and filers. Now it's this huge movement and this giant rallying cry to stop like open shop construction sites. And a lot of Count Me In is centered around Hudson Yards. The developers are fighting it in like just the slimiest way. They're like, there's multiple lawsuits and like intimidation. They're suing the Building and Construction Trades Council for $75 million, and then the president of the council for $200,000, just him personally. It's just like all kinds of shady shit to sort of open up job sites for non-union workers. And you know, like most labor things, like a lot of this stuff is centered around pay and hours and benefits, but also with construction, it's also a major safety issue. And the reason you have something like a coffee boy is because if you have people running up and down unfinished stairs, it's very dangerous. Meanwhile, the Post has been running just pure propaganda for these developers. And like there was that thing, the coffee boy thing. Before that, on March 11th, they literally ran an editorial from the entire Post editorial board that was just construction unions are robbing New York blind.
Finally, someone's calling them out.
Yeah, May 5th, union group accused of thuggish tactics at Hudson Yards. Union accused of tricking developer into paying coffee boys $42 an hour. That was March 5th. By the way, that's a good trick. You lost. Like, if you didn't read that and then you know and then you pay that, like that's how it works. They charge you what they charge you.
$42 an hour sounds like a coffee man.
Yeah, exactly. So I know that it's absolutely pure propaganda and not journalism because there was a brief mention in the article of an appeal. However, had this, let's say, journalist actually looked this shit up, they would have found an article from the much less reactionary New York Daily News entitled "Brooklyn Pair Battle to Clear Their Names in 1987 Tourist Murder." This was 2017, by the way. Best friend Eric Smokes and David Warren have endured a headline-grabbing murder trial in prison time, but now they're facing their biggest test together, the fight to clear their names. They were convicted of murdering and robbing a 71-year-old French tourist, a crime emblematic of New York in the gritty 1980s. When also they kind of revived this weird, like, 50s juvenile delinquent fear, where it's just like, they're children running around just killing people for fun. So more than 3 decades later, lawyers will file a motion Monday to vacate the guilty verdicts against Smokes and Warren, largely on the basis that witnesses have recanted. Let's see here. 10 minutes into 1987, tourist Jean Casse was savagely pummeled to death as he walked with his wife in Midtown. He died of massive head injuries later on. Within a week, Smokes, then 19, and Warren, then 16, were charged with his death. They were buddies from East New York who went to Manhattan to see the ball drop, and they quickly became the focus of a police investigation.
This is very much like a Central Park 5 style
very
story.
much so. There were multiple of these things. And by the way, the Post, they were huge in the promotion of Central Park 5 as a story. The kid who was 16 at the time said, I felt we didn't do anything wrong, so I wasn't worried. And they kept telling me, wow, you didn't really do anything. It was Eric, right? We know it was Eric. Tell us it was Eric. And he said he didn't because there wasn't anything to tell. The jury disagreed. They were found guilty. Smokes was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison. Warren got 15 to life. After 18 years behind bars, hope came in the form of a letter to Smokes. James Walker, the first witness to implicate them, apologized. Walker, a crack addict, admitted that when he was arrested the following day, January 2nd, 1987, for an unrelated robbery, he lied to stay out of jail, implicating Smokes in the New Year's Day murder. And then they start looking, and then they start talking to people. The trial witnesses, the lawyer said, made up their story to satisfy satisfy investigators who vowed to charge them with murder if they didn't cooperate or were promised favorable treatment for pending criminal cases. So look, this is a story of two teens railroaded out of absolutely nowhere. And there are three possibilities with the post here. One is that, like, it's totally plausible that they're just, like, shitty garbage journalists and, like, they didn't do the research and didn't see this. Two is that they're lying journalists and knew about it and left it off. And three, and I am not saying this what happened, but they're not really journalists at all, and this is something that they copied and pasted from an email directly from a developer. Like, it's a completely insane piece of propaganda.
So essentially the villain that the New York Post is trying to cast as the killer who's now making $40 an hour delivering coffee was someone who was railroaded by the NYPD when they were 19 and did 25 years, 20 years in jail.
Yeah, he got out for, like, good behavior or something. He spent, like, 18 years. He lost his entire 20s and most of his 30s to prison after being railroaded by the NYPD.
The years that New York Post columnists were spending, causing tuxedo rental places to have an emergency poll break, things like this. I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know what the adolescence of a New York Post columnist would be, but yeah, no. The Post is like the closest thing we have to, like, an openly fascist newspaper.
Like the Daily Mail, it's like the American Daily Mail, another Murdoch property.
Yeah, it's another Murdoch.
It's an open sewer that just pours out into our.
It's just sensationalism and just the worst kind of running dogs of capitalism propaganda. And I'm a propagandist, and I admit it. But come on,
I mean,
like, you're not even trying.
So Amber, what you're saying here is this is a murder, a cold case connected to a shady real estate deal that no one really understands. Sounds like True Detective season 2.
Oh man, I think the QAnon guys should just be. There should be a WPA thing for them, and their job should be writing new True Detective seasons.
Oh my God, that's a good idea.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. They just need a project, So there's just this just extremely bald, totally shameless anti-union campaign going on over at the Post. These people are absolutely slime. If you want to learn more about Count Me In, you can look it up on, like, Labor Press. There's a lot of news about it. It's a hashtag. There are two, like, Facebook groups about it. There's really a lot of stuff happening. Building trades are very important. It's been a traditional stronghold of labor. They're some of the only, like, workers that have been able to maintain closed shops. And also it's just like it's just a huge industry. So by all means, look it up. But if you would like to, not work very hard and just enjoy the libidinal pleasure of posting.
Yes.
I think the time has come for contests. The time has come. And I think that if people wanted to tweet at the New York Post, maybe with the hashtag "Don't talk to me until I've had my coffee," and gave them their best take about why they find their paper quite implausible, maybe a little unethical. I think that would be a fun thing for us, and we like to have fun here on Chapo.
Just joshing around.
Yeah, just joshing around. So just, like, say hi, be funny, be creative, or don't. Just, call them a cunt if you want to. It's fine.
Yeah,
like, you don't have a TV show.
Yeah.
Like, they can't take it away from you.
So,
and in 72 hours after this episode airs, I'm going to check for that hashtag and all the mentions of the New York Post, and the one that makes me laugh the most gets a Chapo t-shirt. You can. Sounds good. We'll announce it and you can DM
contest available at all participating Chapo locations, void where prohibited.
Little asterisks at the bottom of the contest. It's not a new t-shirt. It was at the bottom of my drawer.
It has a little kratom on it.
Minimal stains, okay? It's okay. It's fine. It's
Amber,
fine.
Felix is really juicing this context now for all of our weird fans who want to smell Felix's
Oh, yeah.
dirty
What am I
clothes.
talking about? I could buy a second gaming PC if I really if I put a bidding war up.
So yeah,
For my
Look, if you make me laugh really hard, then I'll give you some of like Felix's worn Under Armour.
I don't wear Under Armour.
Okay, sorry, Lululemon.
Yes. I don't buy it. My mom gets me it every year for Christmas, and it's very comfortable, and it's made me faster.
Amber, that hashtag once again.
Don't talk to me until I've had my coffee.
Coming soon to the mentions of the New York Post. Like I said, an open sewer, just a sluice of shit that is opened into our minds and public discourse every single day.
One of my favorite Post things, in one of like the just disgusting things that they did. I mean, headless body and topless body, just genuinely, like I would wear that headline on a t-shirt. But there was a woman who committed suicide by jumping off of a building, and they found some yearbook photo of her doing hurdles, and they cropped out the body.
Oh
and
no!
Made it into a thing to make it look like they had caught her in midair.
Oh no!
They're the worst people in the world.
It gives such an insight on like Trump and like the people that work for him, because these are just the exact type of like Queens shitheads.
Yeah. This is the Trump paper. It really is the Trump paper. Read it a little bit and you will kind of understand his context, I think. Yeah. Because you're not going to get it from any other print medium.
Yeah, you're not going to find one of those overwrought guys with like sad, sensitive eyes and who's like Trump and the dark spirit of America and our id. It's like, no, it's the New York Post. It's just fucking cruel, racist, stupid outer boroughs generational wealth. That's it. That's it.